First and foremost, I'd like to welcome you to the Decision 2018. Before we talk about what's about to happen, I would like to extend a large thank you to the entire Pistons organization, my teammates, for making this season possible. Not only did we win an NBA championship, but they allowed us to elevate our game from 0 minutes at the beginning of the season to a full-on all-star starter, rookie of the year, NBA Finals MVP, and it wouldn't be possible without the likes of Reggie and Shammy and some other unmentionables on the team. Now, with that being said, we're going to be entering into this free agency with an open mind. However, we've been listening to feedback from many different corners. We've got our family, we've got our friends, we've got the coaching community in the comments, and there's been a large uprising. I might say a little peculiar. You know, this is just, I want to be forthright with the Associated Press. A contingency calling for a movement to the Raptors. And while there is a list of top 3 teams that you will get a chance to see through our decision-making process, there was one team that had some improprieties that I didn't necessarily agree with, and it really came down to how they treated their head coach. You know, this is someone that got them to a number 1 seed, and then they just canned him at the end of that. And regardless of the fan outcry, the desire to have a champion in the 6th, the way they treated their head coach, Dwayne Casey, I can't, as of this upcoming season, I can't be a part of that organization. So because of that, we crossed them right off the top of the list. I know there's going to be some people disappointed with that, but that's part of life. There's disappointment. However, to the other teams involved in the process, it's wide open. And I just wanted to have this press conference that before you got a chance to look into the inner workings of an NBA champion making their decision, I wanted to reveal that information to you. Also, you know, it was a taxing season on us. 82 games plus playoffs, 2 7-game series at Game 6. You know, we're a young rookie, but we got to look to the future. So we're going to make some alterations to the series here a little bit, and that'll come in a future episode. But we're going to continue to tweak, but I hope you guys enjoy taking a look at the behind-the-scenes footage of our the Decision 2018. Season 1 is a wrap, and now we make the move to free agency. What are we going to do? I don't know how this plays out. We're going along with DJ. We got to do what's best for us and the family, but we'll see what happens here. We have to select 3 teams. There's some teams with a lot of interest here. The Mavericks, the Bucks, Chicago, Cleveland, the Pacers, the Clippers, the Warriors, the Pistons. Those are the big interests. Who's the least interested? Because that's who's going to sleep on us. The Pelicans. All right. Team 1, we've got to show some love to who showed us love. Detroit Pistons. Team 1. I know that may come to a shock to some people. We've got to give them the acquiescence. Golden State, of course, they want us to develop the most cheating team of all time. We did say we wanted to go to a franchise that has never won an NBA championship. That would be the Phoenix Suns. I've never done that. I know they're not in the Eastern Conference. And the last team we want to show some interest in. It's a big rebuild. They got great jerseys. Do we go Atlanta? I think we're gonna go Atlanta. Those are the teams we're interested in. Let's advance and see what happens. Some high level negotiations are about to go down. So if you can't take intense gameplay, art of negotiating, you may want to be careful here. We've got our offers. Round 1. We get actual salary per game. Pistons offering us a lucrative contract, $585 VC per game, 4-year contract, 38 minutes per game. The Suns, 615 VC per game, 3 years, 38 minutes. Minutes are the same. Term is different. We got to go back to the table with the Detroit Pistons. Let's take a look at the Phoenix Suns roster here. They've got a couple. They don't really have a ton of talent. Greg Monroe's a good player. I don't know about Len. All right, so we'd probably play right away right there. Not a great loaded roster here. No centers whatsoever. We could team up with Dennis, although I heard he wants to leave. Pistons. We've got some pieces here. Andre Drummond, Reginald, Avery. Avery had a breakout season, man. He really increased his game. Shammy's still there too. We can't overlook that. Of course, they have Bullocks. Let's negotiate with the Pistons here. More monies. I don't care about minutes. More monies from the Pistons. More monies from the Suns. And more monies from the Hawks. The greed is overcome. Let's advance to round 2 of negotiations. 620. They've upped the ante. Stan Van Gundy was holding the pocket. He's gone. Maybe not. He's gone. Maybe not really. So they increased as well as Atlanta. Suns are slowly dropping out of the race. We want more monies. More monies. And the Pistons, I don't care about minutes. More monies. This is the final round of negotiations. The Suns made a late game push here. $650 per game. 3 years. That's the best offer. What are we going to do? Let's talk about the pros and cons, starting with Atlanta. Great jerseys. Great point guard. Little bit of a rebuild situation. They got Bazemore, no real studs. Let's be honest, no real studs. I mean, if you don't have a picture, you're not a stud. They got no pictures here. All right, so Atlanta Hawks, you're out of here. It's now down to the Suns and Pistons. Let's take a look at their roster. Devin Booker, great player, young, shooting guard. They got a couple centers here. No other big names besides Greg Monroe, the former Piston. And let's go ahead and take a look at the Pistons here. Tobias Reginald, Avery Ishsmith, Langston. We got, his name's Ellenson. I've been calling him Ellerson. They got Boban. There's a lot of lovable characters on this team that we were a part of. They open up the purse strings, but it's going to come with a caveat. We're going to go with the Pistons, and here's the difference. It is part of our negotiations. We're going to reach into our back pocket. Get ourselves to a level 90, because I want to control. I want full LeBron control of the team. I may be making some roster moves. But the Pistons, we've got to try and go back to back. So we're going to accept the Pistons offer here. We may have played a little 3-shell Monte card game to get the best offer possible out of Van Gundy. Did he just accept his offer through his console? All right, well, I don't know what happens from here. It came down, there are a bunch of thoughts we had to go through, we had to marinate, we had to decipher. the first thing that pops out my head, can we leave Shammy? That's a tough sell. Can we leave Reginald? That's an even tougher sell. Chemistry is just starting to build. Really the caveat to the whole thing, can we have a hand in some roster moves? If we can pull that off, it's going to be one heck of a season 2 that I hope you guys will join us for. We're very close. So here's the deal. We got to get to level 90. And how close are we to level 90? At level 90, we can influence the way the team operates, plays, rotation, and roster movement. We got to get to that point. Up until this moment right now, we have not spent any single monies into our character. We got to get this up to 100% to get it done. But I want to start season 2. We got to bring a little more flair, something a little different than season 1. And that's going to be control of the roster. I know it's going to be a little controversial. People didn't want us to spend real life monies. And it's not to improve our play. It's to gain control. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll be back tomorrow with the first game of the NBA 2019 season. We're going to mix it up a little bit. I don't think we're going to play the full season, but we'll address that in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.